there are plenty of people who are standing up to the flock camera situation.
Yeah.
But it's really going to come down to actual people doing doing things the right way, because there's tons of people who are absolutely ready to do things the wrong way, and that's how you get your ass thrown in jail, and nobody needs to be doing that.
Yeah,
That's the current.
what is the right way? I mean, what is morally wrong about?
One, millions of dollars of equipment destroyed, possibly toxic shit going into the atmosphere, soil, or otherwise, because somebody paid for that, and it was probably you.
Yeah,
And
I
so
mean,
it's the same. Okay, so look at it this way: we had this conversation last week about the flock cameras, and we were purposely dodging around the concept of, oh, hey, it's just funny, go ahead and cut them all down and whatnot. But no, that's not the right thing to do, because now what you've done is you're charging the taxpayers to replace the thing that you went and destroyed.
or what if we tar and feather the
And
politicians that are allowing them to put these things up in the first place?
well, you can legally tar and feather them, but you can't physically do so. That was made illegal a long time ago, depending on what state you're in.
Of course it was. I mean, that's because it's all set up to protect them. That's the whole thing. I mean,
Well,
as time goes
people
on.
die from tarring and feathering.
Well, good. I mean, that's kind of the point, right? Like, hey, if you don't represent your people in a legitimate way, we're going to do something that you're not going to like, and you may not even survive. I mean, it's designed to be a fear tactic. It's designed to be a deterrent. And yeah, it's violent, but I mean, how's it any less violent than setting up a surveillance state?
Well, there's direct violence, and then there's indirect violence.
Yeah, and then there's also
The surveillance state is not direct violence; it's
it's Machiavellian geniuses setting up a path to where they can carry out direct violence with impunity.
And that's why you have to use the system in place to take care of that, not destruction of things or people to do so, because it always comes down to the fact that, sure, everything sounds great. Vigilante justice always sounds great until you're the guy hurt by the vigilante justice. And so the question is, and this is something we were talking about yesterday. Well, I was talking about it, not everybody. Just the idea that think about Batman. Sounds great in concept, right?
Mm-hmm.
Billionaire doing the right thing out here, getting justice for the little guy, stopping the bad guy, the big bad, whatever supervillains that are involved, right? Coming out there, Joker, whatever. But he never actually solves the problem.
Yeah,
He puts him away.
Yeah, but nothing does solve the problem.
Well, no, something does solve the problem. However, there comes a time when Batman is not morally correct, and this happened in Injustice, when the Joker hit Superman with his Joker gas laced with kryptonite, driving Superman crazy to the point that it convinced him to kill his own pregnant wife and child. And he rightly blamed Batman. Had you stopped this clown, my wife and child would be alive, and the millions of people that he nuked would be alive. So here's the thing. Sometimes the right thing isn't the moral thing, and sometimes the moral thing is not the right thing. And that's where you come down to it, because everybody is morally just and morally right until that first bullet is fired.
Mm.
And then you don't know, once that first bullet is fired, how many people are going to die. And you don't know how many people on what side are going to die. It's like, this is the problem, that everyone is always right in their revolution.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. And mind you, I'm not a fan of the police state in any way, shape, or form, or the surveillance state, which is why you can do the right thing, like James and his cohort are doing, with trying to get the city council to really finally break and actually get rid of this shit. They have a get out of jail free card in the contract.
Yeah.
Non-paid. They can just say, screw this, we're done, and Flock has to take the cameras down, and they don't have to pay them any more money. That's in the contract. They actually have this. But other states across, or states and cities have banned Flock, period. You can look at the map of the cameras, you can see where they're banned.
Yeah, but it's very few.
Well, here's the main problem. When you have a corrupt government, regardless of how big or small that government is, it's always going to look out for its own best interest. And when that best interest is billions of dollars in the pipeline, almost literally, versus the $600 million in debt after stealing from the taxpayers, they're going to do whatever they need to do to solve that problem they made for themselves and broke the thing. So you're talking about the data centers. One of the things he broke for us was the fact that there's a major data center coming to Conroe. It's already planned. It's already been paid for.
Like,
I mean, that's the thing. It's like, unless we can legally stop it, which we can, people can take proper legal action and get this stopped. You can get the county commissioner. You can get the judge. You can get all these people to stop it from happening.
But who holds them accountable?
Us.
But we don't. That's the thing.
But that you don't from sitting at home watching TV. You do it when you're at the city council meetings. You do it at the ballot box.
Right. I mean, I hear all that.
And that's because I hear you, and apparently that chair has an effect.
What?
Because that's the same kind of stuff that always comes out of Hefe as well. And believe me, I believe in the concept of a freedom fighter, but it's also the same thing as it sounds great to want to a data center in the Fight Club mentality. But how many jobs did you just cost? How many?
Who gives a fuck, dude?
The people who don't have the job anymore.
Dude, let's be honest. It's not like this is it's a jack in the box. It's not gonna be employing the people who are struggling most. It's gonna be employing people who are already doing well.
Maybe.
And it's still gonna drain Lake Conroe. It's still gonna destroy this environment. It's still gonna set up a surveillance state.
Maybe. But the other part is, what happens when somebody who doesn't like the steel industry, the steel factory, to provide you with your wrought iron for your gates?
I mean, I hear that, and I get
and
that.
And the nails for the fences.
Yeah, but that's just silly.
No, it's not.
It's not.
It's the same thing because it is the same thing. It's an industry.
It's not a surveillance state.
But
it's not designed to violate our rights. It's not designed to destroy water sources of fresh water. Like
But that's not what it's designed to do. That's just what it does.
But whatever. I mean,
that's the unintended consequences of the thing.
The reality is here, dude, we're dealing with Machiavellian geniuses and sociopaths who are largely unaccountable, have more resources than entire communities combined.
Yeah.
And I mean, I watched a video the other day of what's that dude's name? Magnus Carlsen.
Oh yeah.
And he played like 10 games of chess at the same time, blindfolded, facing the other direction, just calling out grid coordinates on the chessboard.
Yeah.
This is a guy who is, I mean, we like to pretend that IQ doesn't matter and that it's just like, oh, everyone's like kind of the same. Like that's objectively bullshit.
Yeah.
There are people out there that are so much fucking smarter than us that we can't even fathom how they think.
Yeah.
And these people get God complexes and treat us like the government is set up almost like as a parental government.
Well, that's what a government's supposed to be.
No, not parental. Our government was never designed to be that way. The federal government is supposed to answer to the states. States are supposed to rule themselves, and the states are supposed to be ruled by the people that live therein.
Yeah,
but that's not how it works. Not anymore.
Well, the difference is that you go so far. Every relationship is governmental, one way or the other. Someone has a power dynamic over the other person, right? And the smallest form of government is a household.
I know, but take the average conversation between anybody.
Okay,
right?
but look at it this way. Hold on, I'm just going to go back onto your own point. Okay. Is that in your own home, you and your wife are in charge?
Sure.
Yes, you're in charge of the house,
right?
And you tell your children what to do in every aspect of their lives, right?
Mostly.
Oh, so
I mean, Landon's 18. Noah's got a pretty long leash.
But they also have some forms of freedom, right?
Yeah.
But you're going to also tell them the things they probably shouldn't do.
Sure.
And you're going to hope that they don't do those things.
But that should go both ways.
It does.
Like if my son was like, hey, Dad, I don't want that camera in my fucking bathroom, I'm definitely in the wrong. You know what I mean?
Well, it depends. Is someone setting fire to your bathroom when somebody's around and you're just trying to figure out who it is?
I
It's
see
like
what
it
you're
might not, it
doing.
might not,
I see the
but
devil's advocate.
but
that
you
you're
see what I'm
doing.
saying is like here's the problem. You set that camera in the bathroom to figure out how the raccoons were getting in. You're not
Except
trying to be a creeper recording your son
unless
pooping.
I just am. Right.
Oh,
That's the other thing. Like,
yeah.
what are these people putting these flock cameras up for? Sure.
Yeah.
Saying tracking down
Well,
criminals
well,
is
see,
a
this
great
was-
fucking cover story.
and this
but what
was the-
else do they do?
Yeah, and this was not the argument. This is the discussion we had. Now, you don't have the benefit of having seen that yet. You know, it comes out Friday.
Okay.
But the whole point is that, yes, the concept of the flock cameras and what they're supposed to do is fine, because it is supposed to be for tracking criminals and things like that, and they have been used as such. However, and this is one reason why, like, rewatching the show today, and we watched an interview with that woman in Colorado who got busted or got arrested wrongly, right? The problem is the same problem we have with anywhere. Is like you have somebody who created a tool, and then somebody purchased that tool for use, to use in the way the tool was developed, right? Who gets to say how that tool gets used after it's been purchased? The person who made it or the person who bought it? Right? So if you put up security cameras around your house because something's been fucking going on, like somebody's stealing your shit, someone's fucking with your friend's chicken, your son's friend's chickens. Yeah, something happened. So you put up cameras and see what the fuck's going on. Sure, you're gonna see half a dozen other things that don't even fucking matter, but you might also see the exact person or thing that is coming on and killing chickens, right?
Sure, yeah.
So when you bought those cameras for that reason, you didn't expect to watch your son banging his girlfriend in the driveway, but you saw that because it was on your cameras that were there to see why the chickens were dying, right?
Fair enough.
So there are unintended consequences to a sense of security. We already talk about go all the way back to the Benjamin Franklin quote, right? So at some point you do give up a tiny bit of liberty for some security or safety, right?
Well,
however, it all comes down, like you keep saying, how do you hold them accountable? So if it's on us as the populace to hold our lawmakers, even at the most basic local level here in the city of Conroe, we have to get in their faces in the right forums and do the right thing. Because look at it this way. Hold on. It is still illegal to destroy property. It is yet to not be illegal to do that, because the guy who got caught and hit with 13 felonies for destroying and defacing these cameras elsewhere, not here, you know, that dude's either going to be major fines or in jail for a long time, because yes, he is morally right, but he's still being a criminal in the same thing. So you gotta
they've criminalized retaliation. I mean, and I hear what you're saying.
Retaliation was always criminalized depending on how it was used.
I mean,
right?
Not true. I mean,
well,
so, I could.
Okay, hold on. Just hold that thought just for a second, because you have a different instance of a dude who beat the shit out of his daughter's rapist and is now a sheriff in Florida.
That's fucking beautiful.
But he should also be in jail. So
no, he shouldn't.
He did commit a crime.
Nah.
Actually, I don't. Hold on. He might have killed the guy. If he killed the guy,
even better.
Okay. Yes, he ended a pedophile, but should he be rewarded with being made sheriff of that town now, where he can also now make more pedophile killers?
Wasn't he voted for that?
Yeah, you get voted in.
Okay, well, I mean, then the people spoke.
Okay, but here's the question. This is the Batman complex. I did the right thing morally, but did I do the right thing legally?
Morally trumps legal.
Does it?
Yeah. Obviously, we fought the whole Civil War over that. I mean, it was legal to own slaves, but it was immoral. We did the moral thing by killing them and freeing the slaves, but we still technically committed. I mean, think about it. Why is it not a crime?
But then there were lots
some
of
arbitrary declaration of illegal violence. It's bullshit. It's just them making the fucking rules as they go.
Well, yeah, you have to make the rules as you go.
And back to your point about my like putting cameras on my property and maybe seeing, you know, my son banging his girlfriend in the driveway or whatever. Like, I get that.
No,
but
okay,
that's me putting cameras on my property.
Oh,
not some
and the
corporation
city putting the cameras up on their property.
No, public property is
the
property.
City's property.
We own the fucking city, dude. It's our city. We the people own this whole fucking country.
No, we don't.
We do.
If you did, you wouldn't have to pay taxes for your property,
dude. Then the government
right?
We're all their subjects.
And it's just bullshit. And this is the whole point of it.
But that's contrary to what the Constitution
so let me say
says.
so here's the thing. if you destroy the cameras that belong to the city, you're committing a crime against the taxpayers in this city
No,
because the
because the city
taxpayers paid
doesn't
for it.
make money.
The city makes money by charging you for
We
taxes.
fucking pay for it, and
That
we
means
don't
you are
want it.
destroying your stuff.
That's fine. Why
No,
can't
it's
I
not.
destroy my shit?
Because now your neighbor has to pay to fix it.
Dude.
That's
Okay,
that's
here's the
that's
thing.
but that's exactly right.
There is,
And
if I would agree with you if
Yeah.
I believed there was any real outlet for us to enforce our beliefs and hold them accountable.
but see,
But
here's
that, and not to be, getting off topic, but
I don't even know what the topic was. We haven't even started
the
yet.
Epstein files
Okay.
are
That's way
the
off topic.
perfect. Well, not, but listen.
Yeah.
We're talking about holding people accountable.
Sure.
The Epstein files is a clear-cut case
Mhm.
of where we are trusting the system to hold the people accountable, and the
Yeah.
system has fucking failed us.
Well,
Period.
Yeah, the
Full
main
stop.
and there's a reason for that.
Bullshit.
But let's
What?
pull it. Let's
Because
pull it
they're-
back. Hold on. We can't go to the full. We can't go from very local politics to literal
Well, but
global politics.
my point
Let's
about
pull
that
it
was
back.
it's not there. There is no real way to
So-
hold them accountable.
so-
the idea that we can hold them accountable is an illusion that they've created so that we
That is
don't
true.
kill them.
Yes, and that is true because on a global scale, which is what that is, you as Tim here cannot do anything about that. What you as Tim here as a taxpayer can do is go tell the city what for. But what Tim should not do is go and destroy the same stuff that other people have paid for as well. Because do you know what happens anytime you rage your own little civil war? They rage back harder and they've got all the money.
Yeah.
So the same thing we talked about and has already happened. This is not hypothetical. This is literally what has happened. Any place that people have cut down or destroyed those cameras, not only do they resurrect the one that was destroyed, they now add a new one aimed at that camera. So you actually end up compounding the problem, costing more money to the taxpayers, and hopefully you didn't already get caught by your camera you didn't even know was facing you when you did the defacing in the first place. So this is the main issue with it. Committing crimes is never going to be the moral thing to do. It feels like the right thing to do, right? Because you can't do something right, or you can't do something smart, do something right, or if you can't do something moral, so this is the problem. Morality versus righteousness is the difference because everybody sets their own set of morals.
I think you play within I think you play within the confines of the game until the game has been rigged against you. I mean, and then
if it's
then
not your
all
game,
you can do is flip the fucking board over.
Well, the problem is if it's not your game, then figure out how to play it.
I'm just not okay with the bend over and take it strategy.
Well,
I'm sure some girls screamed during rape
no
too,
one said bend
but they're
over.
still getting raped.
But this is why this is why you got people like James, you got people like Son, like the other dozens of people who were there, who've been gathering evidence, who've been paying money to get the evidence they need. And yeah, they're getting hamstrung on certain things, but they're not giving up on it because they shouldn't give up on it. They already have examples of people who have won these things. We already have the examples of cities that have had to tear down the fucking cameras. Yeah. And there's a reason why Flock even has that clause in the contract where you can be like, okay, cool, we're going to tear them all down. And here's the main thing. If you feel like the city of Conroe isn't going to do it, then you go above the city of Conroe. You go to Montgomery County. And if Montgomery County's not going to do anything about it, then you go directly to the fucking state. The state of Texas already banned red light cameras for legal purposes.
Yeah.
Period. So we already have what's the word I'm looking for? We already have not statute. What's the word I'm looking for? We already have precedent for having things like this removed that were created and maintained by a private company and used by law enforcement against people incorrectly. Right?
Yeah.
And they had to tear them all down. And then any tickets that were issued after the fact were null and void.
I never even paid attention to the ones I got when it was valid.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, here's the thing about it is just like there is a method to getting rid of these things. It's just got to be done the right way because you can do it the wrong way all day long.
Well, and I'm sitting
and it's
on
only
my hands,
ever going to come back to bite you in the ass further.
I'm sitting on my hands. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm going to go do anything tomorrow or anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, there will come a point, and I'm ready for it. I'm not too stupid to think I can do it by myself.
No.
But when if everything that we
And
try
most
to
of this,
do,
by the way, I can't even put out on YouTube,
that's
in case you're
fine.
wondering.
That's fine.
It's like we can't call for action on anything.
I didn't mean to call for action, so to speak, but like kind of like I mean, I think we should try the
You can call
right
for action.
way.
You can call for action within legal means.
No, I think this needs. I think that. I mean, I think the truth is
And-
okay to be spoken,
Yeah.
whether people like to hear it or not. And here's the reality of the situation, especially in a place like Montgomery County, Texas, because I'm
Yeah.
not the only person that feels this way.
Mm.
We're gonna play your little game. We're gonna try to use your corrupt little system, and you're going to do what we're asking you to do, and we are going to be allowed to hold you accountable through the systems in place that
Yeah.
you have created for us to hold you accountable so that you can represent us, because we are the ones that you were supposed to be representing.
We
not these
voted you
fucking
in. We pay
corporations.
your fucking
Right.
salary.
And if you
are responsible
fail
to
to do
us.
that,
Yeah.
there's going to be a quote unquote, so to speak, like shot heard around the world.
Well, there's going to
And
be
then all fucking hell is going to break loose, and we're
Well-
going to burn every fucking thing to the ground, shake the Etch-a-Sketch, and start over.
figuratively, YouTube. Figuratively.
I mean, that is the course of history. You can watch
so-
it throughout history. Governments become too oppressive.
Yeah.
They run roughshod over the people. The people get fed up. The people revolt, and we shake the fucking Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah.
They're either going to stop with the bullshit, or that is what we are heading towards.
Yeah. And you're not wrong about that.
Yeah.
It's just that there's two ways to do it. You either bypass the system entirely, which usually resolves in the large fiery things happening, or you have to work within the system, even maybe become the system to even make a fucking difference. People like James and I were talking before last show, and he's already been approached by local GOP reps or chairs to say, hey, look, we need young people like yourself to actually run in these races locally because you're motivated by these causes. You're on the quote unquote right side, even though he's not a Republican. He's actually very moderate, because he and I were talking politics. But the point is that, yeah, it's like what we have, just like with on the grander scale of the major U.S. government, is that we have really old people who have really deep pockets, who've been in the fucking job for decades on end, are probably at some point did their job, and other ones, now they just sit back and find whatever fucking bills come across that they're going to benefit from the most.
Yeah.
However many hundreds of millions of dollars get funneled into that. And that's on the grander scale of the actual U.S. government, the fucking Congress. However, we can't do anything realistically on that level yet.
Yeah.
Because, one, we don't have an election until later this year. But we've already seen a lot of shakeups with younger people who are not on board with the fucking unicomplex fucking nonsense in DC.
Yeah.
But in the same way, you get people here, like there are people truly investigating. So here's the problem. If you got an AG locally who won't fucking investigate things properly, you boot them the fuck out on the next election.
Yeah.
You have a sheriff that won't do their fucking job properly, won't prosecute people. You boot them the fuck out on the next election. You got a judge who won't fucking prosecute the criminals when the new sheriff is doing them. You boot them the fuck out.
Yeah.
And that's what we've been doing. They've been locally uprooting all these fucking useless people who all sounded great when they came in the first place, probably did great for the first 6 months. Look at Sylvester Turner in Houston.
Oh, I fucking hate that guy.
Okay, but you know how awesome he was when he first got in? He was the call me directly and I'll fix a fucking pothole mayor. And then he turned into a fucking piece of shit until he eventually became a rep or whatever he was, right? Much later. Like, he became the very fucking thing he replaced. And it always fucking happens because you have people who get into these positions of power who don't have real morals.
Or I think there's somebody getting to them.
Well, yeah, it's called money.
No, I don't even know that it's money, dude. I think
it's always
money. I think it's more like
it's always
threats.
Money. No, it's money.
I think they offer you money, and if you don't take it, that's when the threats.
And that's why you have people like Brandon Herrera who can't be threatened. If you know who Brandon Herrera is,
I've heard the name.
The AK guy. So he's going to be the rep for Texas District 23 because they ousted Tony Gonzalez over his rape charges. Or not rape, but sexual assault and impropriety over his staffer who killed herself after having a sexual relationship with him.
Whoa.
That was fucking horrible. Like, she set herself ablaze in her backyard.
Whoa.
Like, that was a big fucking deal.
She sending a message.
Yeah.
She wanted
So
people to look at it.
So Brandon got him ousted finally, and then actually won his primary. Eventually, he got Tony to drop out, but he actually did physically beat him by numbers. But they were going to have to go to another runoff, which there's no way Tony was going to win the runoff, so he just quit finally after this shit dropped. But the thing is, Brandon can't be threatened. He's independently wealthy. He literally makes guns for a living. And he has lots of rich and powerful friends with lots of fucking guns that are all independent people in this country, not owned by fucking corporations or big banks. And he wants to do the right fucking thing for his district. He wants the border secure. He wants data centers banned. He wants all these other things. And he's going to be the rep of that fucking area.
That's wonderful.
And that's what he's campaigned on. So here's the thing. We can talk about proper revolution and the big fiery solutions to things like the left wants to always fucking do, right? But we sit back and talk about how fucking horrible those people are. And so
not necessarily for what they're doing, but for the reasons they're doing it.
But the end result is still the same. People's shit got destroyed and people died because of their lack of morality, or rather their center of morality that is different to ours. Yeah. So here's the thing. They're morally correct in their outrage. Not to you.
Well, no,
not to you.
I don't think burning down a city because a fucking repeat felon that overdosed on fentanyl was a valid reason for doing that.
But he was killed by police.
No, he died of
No, but he was killed by police, Tim.
That's the bullshit.
But he was killed by a police officer so wrongly.
That's not true.
No, the guy said that he was fine. He would have died.
If he would have not tried to kick the windows out of the cop car, he'd have stayed in the back of the cop car.
He actually didn't try to kick him out. He just couldn't breathe.
No, what I heard was that he was put in the back of the cop car first.
I watched the whole camera footage.
Couldn't breathe when he was in the back of the cop car.
He was already having pulmonary. He couldn't breathe because he had so much fentanyl in his system that he was literally dying.
He was giving himself.
He was dying.
He died of cardiac arrest induced by a drug overdose.
Yeah, but he was having basically his lungs were filling with fluid because of all the shit he did. Is what happened.
So holding the guy down wasn't helpful.
No, but it was also what he was trained to do. But that's not the point. The point was
that guy's in prison.
So look at it this way: the ICE protesters who got shot and killed by ICE,
the ones that were like trying to run people over, like or whatever Good or whatever her name was,
yeah,
or
Renee
that
Good.
other fucking guy
Renee Good,
like kicking
Alex Freddy.
Yeah, I mean, they deserved it. I mean, they put themselves in a situation.
But here's the thing: they're morally correct in their worldview.
But they're not. That's the thing.
They're fighting for the little guy.
Who's the little guy? The criminals invading our nation without going through, legal ports of entry? Like, no, they're fucking criminals.
Yeah, but they're coming here because where we're from was worse.
So fucking what?
But it's up to us to take care of those people.
Nah, bullshit. That's
promise of a better life, Tim.
Fuck that. That's ridiculous. Bloom where you're planted.
Yeah.
Stay with your kinsmen. If you have that much ambition and drive and that much dissatisfaction with where you're from, then be the agent of change that your people need you to be.
Okay. So now turn all of that exact thing you just said back at yourself about burning down large black square buildings.
Touche.
Because here's my point. Everybody's morally correct. Everyone's the hero of their own story. Everyone's morally correct from their point of view. It doesn't matter how many people have to burn as long as you were righteous.
Well, no, but right? I don't want to hurt people. I just want to destroy data centers.
But the thing is that by destroying, because here's the other problem. Data centers have to be filled with something, or else they would be filled with nothing, right? So data is a thing that matters and does exist. And once data is created, it cannot be destroyed. So here's the problem. I would rather have legislation to change how data centers are planned and placed than take major active things towards existing ones.
I think that AI has gone as far as it should go.
No, unfortunately, that cat's long out of the bag.
Oh, I get it. Pandora's out of the box.
There's no toothpaste tube to put it back into.
Sure, but it can stay at the size it's at if we don't let them.
It's already bigger than you can think. This is the problem.
But by adding data centers, it's just getting bigger, more powerful, more influential, closer to home.
Well, here's the other problem. What if AI is the thing that saves us?
That's a great argument, but it's not.
Well, it's the same thing.
It consumes more resources than millions of people combined.
So AI by itself is amoral.
Yes.
It's amoral.
Yes.
Now, the things that humans do around their amoral machine is always going to be the problem. No matter what that tool or what that machine is, it was created for some purpose, usually an amoral one, and what they choose to do with it becomes the problem,
But
right?
I don't know.
But
So
am I right or am I wrong on that?
I mean, you're right, but
Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't think we can say AI is moral or immoral. I mean,
Well, so
it's
amoral.
well amoral, but
Yeah.
it's not even amoral. Like it doesn't have it's not a thing without human direction. So it's
It's the
always
same as any tool.
sure, yeah,
A
but
knife is amoral
yeah,
while it's
but
sitting on the counter.
my knife doesn't consume as much electricity as a city and twice the amount of water.
What did it take to make that knife?
Heat.
Okay. So
I
heat,
burnt
energy,
wood.
fire, had to burn coal. Someone had to cut down a tree. Someone had to dig coal out of
Yeah,
the
but
ground.
trees
Someone had to
regrow.
harvest the steel.
Trees
But the
regrow.
point is there's effort that went into that knife sitting on your counter that you'll never know of or see of. There's energy that went into that and expended to make all these things.
Minute, mostly human.
But the point is, it's all going to be human effort. Now, when you're talking about cooling a data center or having to fucking put a giant brick of a building somewhere, I'm all for putting them in the middle of fucking nowhere where it's cold. That's all you got to do. Put them all in the middle of nowhere where it's cold, or if you can afford to dig a giant hole in the ground and put it in the ground where it can't do any damage to anything but a fucking hole in the dirt, do that. Because we already have fucking bottomless fucking salt mines and other kind of mines that are no longer useful. And that's fucking literally like 20-degree temperatures year round. You could just stuck a giant fucking data center underground, run the wires up the fucking hole for all it matters, right?
I mean, I haven't even considered that, but I mean, yeah, anything better than setting it over like Lake Conroe or over the Mississippi River or something.
I'm not going to disagree with you on the placement of data centers is fucking horrible. But guess what? We already have a data center in Montgomery. Do you know where it is?
No.
Because it's underground in a bunker.
Oh.
But it's been there a long time. But it's been doing its job and it's not been hurting anybody. A Chinese billionaire built a safety bunker a long ass time ago when he decided to move. They sold the bunker. Fucking data company said, you know what? We need to put a data center out here to help with anything else. And so they fucking stuck it in a bunker.
How big a data center?
It's not the giant. It's not one of the gigantic ones.
Well, I mean,
but it's large enough. Like probably, I mean, size of a good size underground bunker.
I mean, I've heard of them being as big as like 36 acres.
Oh, yeah. No, some of them are massive. Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah. And they're multi-story, you know.
And how much energy? I mean, here's the thing. How many years have we had people, and I'm not even saying I necessarily believed it. I mean, maybe to a small degree, certain elements of it, but how many years have we had it beaten over our head that like, oh my God, climate change. We need to be more careful with the resources. And now it just seems like that's been flipped on its head. And it's like, oh, we have unlimited resources. Let's just use all the water and all the electricity and do all the dumb shit. And then arguments like, oh, it's going to create jobs when AI is literally going to fucking get rid of most jobs. Like it's
not most,
dude. Yeah, most.
A lot, but not most.
I mean, a tremendous amount of
jobs. So look at it this way: AI is already fucked up in the policing world. So real police have to do real work to fix the fuck up, right? Lawyers have to do their job to fix the fuck up where they just absolutely trust AI to do the job. Every time we absolutely trust anything but a human to do the job, it usually turns into humans having to come back and fix the job. But here's the thing. Any advancement that we've made in technology has not made previous technology obsolete.
What do you mean?
So when
like tube TVs are obsolete.
So no, because TV still exists. So when TV came around, they said that it would negate radio's existence.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. When the internet came around, they said TV and terrestrial television and radio were now pointless. Weird. We still have active radio stations. We still have normal over-the-air TV. When they said straight up internet streaming would end all other forms of media. Well, they're almost correct, but they still exist.
Done a lot.
But where you can't get easy streaming,
sure,
all the previous forms of technology still exist. So AI will exist. But here's the thing: is like being scared of the giant computer, data storage thing. It's not going to do anything if you don't put it in the way of humans. It's like anything else we do. Nuclear power plants are the best fucking thing we've ever bothered to create. And we only worry about it because a couple of them went wrong. You know what's absolutely insane right now? You know the site of one of the worst nuclear disasters in the US is?
Where?
3 Mile Island.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and you know what they're doing? They're reopening 3 Mile Island with new nuclear tech.
Oh.
Because it wasn't the giant nuclear fallout wasteland that they thought it was going to be. Do you know Like Chernobyl, obviously bad, right? And then they sealed it off with concrete and lead. Do you know people still live in Chernobyl? They never left.
Well, yeah, but don't they have like tons
They
of
have
like that, like
some of
wildlife and like
yeah,
people
no,
being
no, they
born
just
with.
have crazy wildlife. Like wildlife, plants, and everything else thrive. People live there. Like some of them, don't get me wrong, the ones closest to the actual blast
All die
suffered
of cancer,
consequences.
right?
The other people, really, realistically, they're 90-year-olds who've lived there the whole fucking time.
That can't be true.
It is fucking true. That's the part. It's like you've been told a fucking lie forever about nuclear technology because yes, direct exposure, very bad. But once they capped the fucking thing and once the actual nuclear dust had literally settled and blown away, which was the main problem, it wasn't unusable for 10,000 fucking years.
Yeah.
It was actually thriving. Now they show you horrible video of the gray and dreary shit, but guess what? They still have spring in Chernobyl. People still live there. They still have fucking crops. Now, mind you, it's not a bustling fucking metropolis, but they've been trying to repair the fucking thing so that they can actually make it something out of it, you know? And the funny part is you and I both know this. Nuclear technology is just the most advanced form of the steam engine that we've ever seen.
Yeah, right. They just use
We've
it as
never,
a heating source.
and I've said this on this show before, we have never surpassed the steam engine.
Hmm.
That is the greatest technology we ever created, and all we've done is getting better at using the same technology.
Yeah.
Find better thing to heat water faster. Right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong? That's literally all we've done.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
so look, we thought that the steam engine was done when we invented gasoline. We just found nuclear technology to turn water into things that make more electricity than we could ever fucking use.